Well, the rate of diabetes keeps going up in America and the world, and I want to talk about type 2 diabetes, which makes up about 98% of the diabetic population in America and the world. And I want to talk about it from the standpoint of what it is and what it's not. Well, first of all, what it's not is genetic. It's not genetically transmitted, as the doctors will say. It's not a disease that can be prevented and cured by losing weight. It is not a disease that can be prevented and cured by exercising. It is not a disease that can be prevented and cured by eating right. Type 2 diabetes is a simple mineral deficiency. We've known this for 70 years, and I urge you to get a hold of that book, Hell's Kitchen. The subtitle is The Cause, Prevention, and Cure of Obesity and Type 2 Diabetes and the Metabolic Syndrome, which is kind of a pre-diabetic high blood pressure state. So I also want you to get a hold of the CD called The Best of Dead Doctors Don't Lie, which goes into blood sugar problems, including diabetes. Well, diabetes, as I said, is a simple mineral deficiency disease, and I want everybody to get a hold of what we call the Healthy Start Pack, one Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight. And this is going to give them the basic 90 essential nutrients in a mix of 245 nutrients. We're talking about 115 fruits and vegetables, 115 fruits and vegetables, 115. We're not talking about 8, 10, 12, 20. We're talking about 115, plus all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and then the secret sauce to support and promote healthy metabolism of carbohydrates, of fats and sugars at the cellular level, and to support and promote healthy blood sugar levels is what we call Sweeties. And Sweeties is a blend of minerals and vitamins and a couple of herbs, which support and promote, again, healthy metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and sugars at the cellular level and healthy blood sugar levels. Again, that's the Healthy Start Pack, one per 100 pounds of body weight per month. The Sweeties, I like people to take 2 or 3 of those, depending on how bad or good their diabetes is, 2 or 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. And take your fasting blood sugar every morning before you medicate yourself. Now, if your blood sugar goes up because you've eaten badly the night before and you're eating pumpkin pie with ice cream on it and having, soft drinks with all the sugar in it and so forth, and your blood sugar 200, well, obviously you got to take a significant amount of medication, be it pills or insulin. But let's say your blood sugar is running 140 to 160 in the morning, fasting before medication, before the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, we call it. And then you take the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, and within a couple of days, suddenly now your fasting blood sugar in the morning, before you medicate yourself, has dropped from, say, 140 down to 90. Well, certainly, at the very least, you would cut your medication in half, or maybe by 2/3. And if your blood sugar then drops down to below 100, let's say it goes to 80, 90, somewhere in there, and you don't need to take any medication. Well, let's say that happens for 4 or 5 days in a row, and it drops down to 72, comes up to 85, and then 78, 82. It's kind of running in that range without medication because you're taking your Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, appropriate for body weight, twice a day, full dose for anything at breakfast, full dose for anything at dinner, and you're testing yourself, doing what your physician tells you to do, and after a couple of weeks, with your blood sugar being down below, say, 90, without medication, I would say, stop taking your medication. Now, if it goes back up, you got to begin to take your medication. But if it stays down in there and is running between 70 and 80 and 70, 90, 90 and 50 and 60 and so on, you don't need to take the medication anymore because now you've given your body all the nutrition it needs by supplementing with a Healthy Start Pack, which and the Sweeties, which is translated to the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. And again, we help thousands of people really per day across America in as many as 50 countries support a healthy blood sugar metabolism. As a result, they're able to wean off their medication and go back to a fairly normal life. Now, people always ask me, well, how long do you have to stay on these Healthy Blood Sugar Packs if you were historically a diabetic or had the metabolic syndrome or had prediabetes or blood sugar problems of some kind? Well, you have to stay on it forever. This is the nutrients your body requires to maintain itself forever. You need oxygen as long as you're alive. You need water as long as you're alive. You need the 90 essential nutrients as long as you're alive. That's what they're called, essential nutrients. You cannot make them. You must consume them every day proactively. And if you're missing them, you get horrible diseases. There can be as many as 900 different diseases that can be afflicted upon you by nutritional deficiencies. Now, we've eliminated all those diseases in pet animals, laboratory animals, and livestock by supplementing their diets with the 90 essential nutrients. And so having a degree in agriculture, having a degree in veterinary medicine, being a comparative pathologist, and having been educated as a naturopathic physician, telling you that the things that we've learned in animals work in people. I've been doing this for 40 years, and it never fails. We can help you significantly to have a better quality of life. We'll add many healthy years to your life. We can wean you off your medication, and you're just going to do whatever your doctor tells you to do. We'll wean you off your medication. Wow. You can be an ex-diabetic. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd continue talking about diabetes here, as I have a Fox News story. And this is actually kind of a bit of an editorial written by Fox News' health expert, Dr. Manny Alvarez. And he starts out saying, diabetes is a huge problem in the U.S. Goes on to say that, according to statistics from the International Diabetes Federation, 552 million, that's 1 out of every 10 adults, will have diabetes by 2030, so just a few years down the road here. And they say the jump would be more than 200 million people with type 2 diabetes over 2 decades. And according to the World Health Organization, or WHO, they estimate that there's about 346 million that will suffer from the disease right now. And they go on to say the projected rise is due more to aging than the obesity epidemic. According to the Diabetes Federation, they say they've also seen a rise recently in children and young adults developing diabetes. They say 20 years ago, type 2 diabetes was virtually unheard of in people that young. And they say the thing is, type 2 diabetes is entirely preventable with certain lifestyle changes. And I thought, they're going to talk about the Mighty 90, as Doc would talk about. But no, they take the left-hand turn again. And they say, according to another study, there's 5 simple habits that a person can develop in order to cut their risk of getting diabetes by as much as 80%. They say, here's what you need to do. You need to have a healthy diet, including lots of fruits and vegetables. Exercise 3 times a week for at least 20 minutes. Maintain a normal BMI, which is 18.5 to 24.9. And abstain from smoking and consume alcohol in moderate amounts. They say these 5 guidelines were found to be the most effective in preventing type 2 diabetes. They say men of the normal weight were about 70% less likely of developing type 2 diabetes, and women of a normal weight, 78% were less likely to develop type 2 diabetes. And I think you might have something different to say on that topic.
Well, yeah, as we said in the monologue today, Doug, type 2 diabetes is a simple nutritional deficiency, certainly not genetic as doctors would have you believe, but this is kind of a shift away from that genetic thing, because when they say you can acquire these 5 habits and you reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes significantly, do they give a percentage you can reduce it by?
They said 80% less likely. Yeah.
Okay, 80%. Okay, now they say you can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes by 80% by doing these lifestyle changes. That tells you immediately that it's not genetic, because there's no habits that you can acquire. It's not like you can sleep 2 more hours, you walk around the block 2 more times, you eat 2 bananas a day kind of thing, take 2 bottles of vitamins. There's nothing you can do from an acquisition of a behavior or lifestyle that will alter the way that a genetic disease manifests itself. So you know immediately, just 4th grade biology, that this is not genetic. They've already done the work, and they're equivocating now. They say for the most part is preventable. Well, you can't prevent a genetic disease other than by sterilizing or killing the carrier of the genes. So this is the same thing they talked about when it came to Alzheimer's disease. They said, just a couple of lifestyle changes, you prevent Alzheimer's disease. Well, then you know it's not genetic. You don't have to do billions of dollars worth of research to see if these things are genetic. They've already done it. Well, thank you so much as usual, Doug. You've hit the nail on the head. Get the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, get the book Hell's Kitchen, and stay away from doctors. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And Paul, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Paul, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
I'm calling about my wife. My wife is 47,
Okay.
and for the last 4 or 5 years or so, she's had a continuous stomach problems, like stomach sickness. Her stomach is always in a state of like stomach sickness, and it comes and goes. Some days good, some days bad. She's been to the doctor several times about it, and he's given her Prevacid, thinking that it may be an acid problem. It works a little bit, but it doesn't completely take it away. So now she only keeps it for when it flares up. She
Sure.
doesn't take it constantly anymore.
Okay, well, let me ask you quickly before we move on for more information. When you say she has stomach problems, does she have constipation where she needs laxatives or fiber? Does she have reflux? Does she have heartburn? What does she got?
No, that's the funny thing. The doctor suggested she might have acid reflux, but she doesn't have heartburn. No, she doesn't have any bowel problems, just a constant stomach sickness. They did put a tube down in her stomach a couple years ago to see if she had ulcers or anything like that, and they couldn't find anything. They did all kinds of blood work.
Okay, I'm going to stop you because that word sickness doesn't mean anything to me. When you say she has a stomach sickness, does she have belly pain? Does she throwing up or feel nauseous?
No, just constantly nausea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That helps me. Now, let me ask you another question or two. Does she have any skin problems like dry skin, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea on her face, anything like that?
No.
Okay, does she have any history of respiratory problems, asthma, chronic bronchitis?
No.
Okay.
Other than that, she's been fairly healthy.
Okay. What does she weigh?
She weighs about 180 right now.
Okay, and how tall is she?
About 5'7", 5'8".
Okay. All right, well, hang on. We'll come back. I'll ask you a couple more questions, and I believe I know what her problem is, and we'll give you some information after I ask you a couple more questions. We'll be right back with you, Paul. All right, I guess we're going back to Alberta, Canada, and Paul. And just a couple more questions here. Do you have children, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. One, okay. How old are they?
He's 14.
Okay, great. Congratulations. Now, did this child have any asthma, bronchitis, skin problems, constipation, diarrhea, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, good. That's very, very good. Okay, well, here we go. For your wife, let's get her off all the bad stuff, and that would include for her something called gluten. This is a protein you find in wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Let's put her on a gluten-free diet, especially since doctors can't find anything, and she has this constant problem, and it kind of goes away a little bit, and then one day it flares up. You might keep a little diary and see what she eats and when it flares up. But I'd get her off of all gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats in any way, shape, or form. We actually have a CD called Serial Killers, and it wouldn't hurt for you, your wife, and your child to listen to Serial Killers and find out all the hidden places you find gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, so you can avoid those things. And I would also get rid of all fried foods, no exceptions. I'd get rid of all processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no exceptions. Get rid of all oils. That means no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. If you eat canned fish, that's fine, but they've got to be cooked, they got to be packed in water, things like mustard or tomato sauce instead of oil. Okay, get rid of all that stuff. Then a supplement program for a 180-pound person would be 2 Healthy Start packs per month. 2 Healthy Start packs per month, 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine Nutri-Crystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and all that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Start packs per month. Then, for the stomach sickness, I'd have her take the Ultimate Enzymes. I'd have her take 1 or 2 of those 2 to 5 minutes before each meal with a couple ounces of water. And then I would also have her Ancient Legacy Peppermint Oil. And I'd have her put 2 or 3 or 4 drops, whatever is more interesting for her, in 8 ounces of water in a coffee mug, hot water, and sip on that before meals, through the meal, and then finish it off at the end of the meal. And, of course, peppermint oil is legendary for dealing with stomach, nausea, and so forth. And so that's where I would start. And then call me every 2 weeks, if you would, please, Paul, and bring us up to date. Let us know how your wife is doing, and we'll make any adjustments we need to. But this should get you started. The diet is important. It is absolutely important, especially the gluten-free thing. You got to get her off of that. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
We're just about 15 seconds away from break time.
Okay,
now.
so let me take that 15 seconds and I'll remind you that you should get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins, minerals, and trace minerals, and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, aromatherapy oils. It's the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network after these messages.
Let's head to Everett, Washington, and Lee, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Lee, you're on the air.
Thank you for taking my call, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
1 month ago, I called you. I have scleroderma and diabetes too, and my lab tests were showing that my glucose was 298, and my blood sugar testing every day was 250 to 280. You recommended I get on Sweeties, which I ordered right away. I've been on them about 3 weeks. My glucose now has dropped to 156. My daily blood sugar is 120 to 160 and going down.
Great.
My question is for about the last month and a half, I've had a lot of pain in my muscles at points where I can't sleep at night. And I was wondering if you could recommend something for that. I'm on your bone and joint and Sweeties and Selenium.
Okay.
And daily tabs and all that stuff.
Good. Now, tell me.
Amount of pain.
Yeah. Okay. Now, tell me how much you weigh.
Well, I've lost 27 pounds since I started 3.5 months ago. I'm 189.
Congratulations. Okay, 189. Now, did you have, when you had scleroderma, did you have any numbness of the legs and feet, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you have any, like, sciatica, where you had leg pain, hip pain, burning in the feet?
No.
Okay. And this discomfort you have, is it global? Is it all over your body? Is it just in your shins, or where is it?
Basically in my shoulders, and it goes up and down my arms and the muscles, and sometimes across my chest.
Okay.
It's been going on for like 6 weeks or so.
Okay. Now, are you taking any glucogel in your program?
Yes.
Okay, how much you taking?
I'm taking 4 tablets in the morning, 4 tablets in the evening.
And okay, so we went 189. Yeah, you're a little bit short on those. When it comes to a program, what I would do for you, and I just kind of reiterate it, at 189 pounds, I would have you take 2 of the Healthy Start packs per month. The whole thing combined would be called the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. And I'd have you take 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine Nutri-Crystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and all that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Start packs per month. And now that we've been doing this for a while and you're seeing some benefit, you lost some weight, the blood sugar is coming down, so you're doing good. So some of that we're going to keep the same, some we're going to change a little bit. So in addition to the 2 Healthy Start packs per month, I would have you get an extra quart of the Osteo FX Plus, so you can take a 1/3 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at bedtime with a glass of water. I'd also like you to make sure you're taking a minimum of 3 of the Sweeties twice a day. You could speed things up if you want to by taking Sweeties. Since you're responding so very well, you could take 3 Sweeties 3 times a day, and that would be 3 bottles a month if you want to speed it up, or you can just stick with 3 twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the Sweeties, and continue to test your fasting blood sugar before you medicate yourself, because you don't want to get in trouble with glucose problems, right? And then I would also increase your glucogel from 4 twice a day to 15 a day. That would be imperative here. 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That's 2 of the large 240 count bottles of glucogel. And again, the selenium, 3 of those twice a day. Better yet, 3 times a day if you can do that. And the Sweeties, again, take 3 to twice a day to 3 times a day. And if you do that, then give me a call. If you want some relief on the muscle pain, you can get the CM cream. This is a legendary cream, C for cat, M for Mary, CM cream. And you can apply it topically to the area of discomfort, whether it's a joint or the muscle itself. And you're going to, within 2 to 5 minutes, you're going to get significant or total relief for like 4 to 5 hours. And so if you do that 3 times a day, do it once when you wake up, do it in the middle of the day sometime, do it sort of late in the day, and then before you go to bed, you'll be amazed. You can have a pain-free time, 24-hour period there, symptom-free. and after a while, this will get better. Now, here's why. There is a lot of numbness that goes along with this stuff. You just don't know it. And when the numbness begins to go away, suddenly now that underlying discomfort was always there, but you were sort of anesthetized by the numbness. And when the numbness goes away, the discomfort is still there, and so you're healing in layers. You're absorbing well because your blood sugar's dropping, your weight's dropping, and so that's all very, very good. Stick on the diet, no fried foods, no processed meats, no nitrates and nitrites, no oils, absolutely no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and you're going to be a new man. Give me a call every 2 weeks, Lee, and keep bringing us up to date. We're going to walk you through this. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Maryland, and Bill, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Bill, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
I'm Bill from Baltimore. I'd just like to, I have a friend, she has a granddaughter that has Milroy's disease.
I'm sorry, wait a minute, what kind of disease?
It's called Milroy's. She says M as in Mary,
okay.
Ilroy. And,
okay. Can you tell me how that manifests itself? I've never heard of one. That's another doctor who named something after himself.
The child is 13 years old, and her feet swells. She says a lot of swelling in her feet and her hands, and it's like all over her body.
Mm-hmm.
Called Milroy, M-I-L-R-O-Y.
Okay. Does she have? Okay. Other than this edema or swelling, does she have any other problems? Does she have any skin problems? Eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea? Kind of red acne on her face, anything like that?
Right. Well, she said she emailed me a picture of it, and the around her feet it did like change colors, like with the rashes on it.
Okay. Good. Very good. That's useful. Do you know if she has any respiratory problems like asthma, bronchitis?
No, she doesn't have asthma, but she does have, it affects her breathing.
Okay, so she does have breathing problems. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what about bowel movements? Do you know if she has any constipation or diarrhea?
Oh, I didn't even ask her.
Yeah, well, you can. Okay, well, at any rate, let's see here. What does she weigh?
She weighs, she's 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She weighs 110 pounds, and she's 4 feet 11.
5'11"?
4 feet 11.
I was going to say 5'11" and 110. She's skinny. Okay, 4'11". Okay, well, hang on. Get your pen and paper. I'm going to give you a program for her after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and the 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to Maryland and Bill. Okay, for this 13-year-old kid who weighs 110 pounds, has this rash problem, breathing problems. She's got a gluten intolerance, I believe. Feet swelling, could be low protein. And so what I want her to do is eat 4 to 6 eggs a day. She's got to get rid of all the gluten out of her life. No gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, oats. Absolutely no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites, no fried foods, and certainly no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. And if she eats canned fish, she's got to make sure they're packed in water, mustard, or tomato sauce, not oil. Then a supplement program would be 1 Healthy Start pack per month, divided in half. That's a tablespoon of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner. 1 scoop of the Yontaine Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. The 3 EFA Pluses that are designated per day per Healthy Start pack would be 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner. Or if she's going to school, she get 1 for breakfast, 2 for dinner. And then I would also make sure that she's getting the... I'm sure she's having this swelling. Wouldn't hurt for her to have the herbal rainforest. I give her a tablespoon at bedtime, which is a half ounce, a tablespoon at bedtime with a glass of water. And then call me every couple of weeks and let me know how she's doing. I want to know if she's gaining weight, losing weight. I want to know how her skin is doing, her breathing problems, and her weight and the swelling, of course. But don't forget the eggs and get away from the bad stuff, particularly wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Get her that CD called Serial Killers so that she knows where all the sources of gluten are. That includes dry cat and dog food. They are a great source of gluten. And so if you're gluten intolerant, you got to either get rid of the dried cat and dog food. Have them eat canned dog food is probably the best way. Okay, Doug, we have time to squish in another one?
Yeah, let's head to Maryland. And Darlene, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Darlene. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
I was calling because I was diagnosed with MS about 20 years. But what happened, I had 2 exacerbations in the same month. But I guess they wasn't so bad because I take your minerals. But I ended up going in the hospital. So then when the lady was saying, I need to give you some sleeping pills, and I was like, no, you don't. She said, well, you're not going to sleep. And I was like, I'm going to sleep because, see, I take the minerals, the 90 to life minerals, which I always took them. So then they couldn't believe that I was sleeping. But where I messed up was I used to eat gluten, which I just stopped at a week ago. So
Wow.
I said, now I got to straighten out the diet and don't eat nothing fried. So I was wondering, what else do I need to do? Because I ended up getting some other stuff, which I got the, what was it, the alternate daily, which I always take the EFA Plus.
Excellent.
And,
Excellent. Now, Darlene, yeah, you want to stay away from all the wheat, barley, rye, and oats if you're gluten intolerant. And, of course, that CD, Serial Killers, tells you where you find it. It's hidden in everything. It's hidden in yogurt. You got to read labels, even on yogurt. You get shelled nuts of any kind. You got to read the allergy stuff on the back. It'll say these nuts were processed on machinery that also processes wheat products. You can't eat those nuts because that dust floating around in that bag is all that wheat flour. And so you try, you're innocent and you eat those things trying to do good, and you're getting glutened all the time there. And then what do you weigh, Darlene?
121 and a half.
Okay, good. So you're going to have 1 Healthy Start pack per month, divided in half a dose of each of the 3 products of breakfast and dinner. And let's see, what else do you have besides the gluten intolerance? I didn't catch that in the beginning. There was a lot of static on the line.
Oh, okay. Which I'm not eating nothing no more with the gluten, because like with the exacerbation that I had.
Okay. That's fine. And then, yeah, so you're taking the Ultimate Daily tablets. Do you have high blood pressure?
Because I don't have high blood pressure, nothing like that. And I guess it's the cell phone that's acting up.
Okay. Well, just make sure you're getting off the gluten, listen to that CD, and then call me back in 2 weeks and see if you have any more improvement. Appreciate you, Darlene. Look forward to hearing from you in 2 weeks. And thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.